everyone. Today's flow is a 30-minute full body wake up flow. There's a lot of cat and cow action to wake up the spine, work on spinal mobility. We get a little bit into the hips. So this is a really awesome flow to do in the morning when you need to get yourself moving and mobilized before you start your day. Of course, it can be done at any time. There's a few wide leg forward folds in this flow where we hold ourselves up with a flat back. So if you are a little bit tighter in your hamstrings or your low back, you might want to have a blocker or a bolster on hand just in case. Hope you enjoy. When you arrive on your mat, find your way to a comfortable kneeling position. This can be with the tops of the feet on the mat, or if you want to stretch out the bottoms of the feet a little bit, you can tuck the toes and sit in a yogi toe stretch. If kneeling doesn't feel good for your knees, a cross-legged seat will work as well. Wherever you're at, close the eyes and take a moment to arrive in your space. Start to check in with your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. And scan your body for any places of tension. Relax the face, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and sit up tall. If you would like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and do so. Take these few moments to breathe. Inhaling through the nose, filling the lungs all the way to the top. Open mouth, sigh it out. Take one more big breath. In through the nose, fill the ribs. When you get to the top, hold your breath for just a moment, and then let it go, sigh it out. Open the eyes, bring the hands down to the sides, and start to circle the shoulders backwards. Bringing them up by the ears, pinching the shoulders behind you, and then rolling them back and down. When you're ready, reverse directions, making circles forward. We're going to move into some seated cat-cow variation. So reach the arms out to the side, palms face forward. And on an inhale, open your heart, press your ribs forward, gaze up, pinch the shoulders together behind you. Exhale, bring the palms together in front of you as you round your back. Inhale, press the heart, open, gaze up. Exhale, palms together, round the back. Again, inhale, press forward, open the chest, gentle stretch. And exhale to round, hands together in front of you. One more time. Release your arms down to the side, and then come forward into a tabletop position. Shoulders should be over your wrists, hips above your knees, and then from here, tuck the toes. Start to shift your weight forward and backward to gently stretch out the bottoms of the feet and wake up the hips. Move at whatever pace feels good. If you want to intensify the stretch in the bottoms of the feet, you can walk the hands a little bit closer to the knees. As we move through our practice today, I encourage you to link your breath with your movement. And as always, remember that this is your time. So I encourage you to find organic movement within the poses and do what works best for your body. Find your way back to tabletop position. Spread the fingers really wide. Untuck the toes, maybe give them a tap on the mat, make some circles with your ankles. And then lean your shoulders forward past your fingertips, rocking forward and back here to stretch out the wrists. Maybe you start to make some circles, going in one direction and in the other. When you've had enough, come back to center, and right where they are, flip the hands over. So the back of your hand is on the mat, palms face up. You can stay in stillness here, find a gentle rock. Again, just waking up the wrists, stretching them out. When you're ready, sit back on your heels, make a few circles with your wrists, maybe you shake them out. And then keep the big toes together, take the knees wide, reach the hands forward, and find your way into child's pose. Take another moment to check in with your breath here. Breathe space into your back body. Feel the ribs expand against your thighs. Breathe into your hips. Maybe you find a little rock side to side. And then slowly crawl your way forward, finding your way onto your stomach. When you arrive, take the arms straight out to the side to make the letter T. And really take a look, make sure that your hand is in line with your shoulder. So we don't want to look like the letter Y. We don't want our hands down by our side. We want straight out, make a big letter T. And then bend your right hand in to come next to your ribs. And we're going to take a twist over to the left. So bend your right knee up and then roll to open your chest. Left palm stays down, trying to keep the left shoulder on the floor. And maybe your right foot doesn't come all the way over onto the floor behind you, and that's okay. Twist only to where you feel a good stretch in your chest. Bring it back to the center. Extend your right hand, right arm straight out to the side. Bring the left hand close to your body, and then roll over to the right. Bring it back to center. You have the option to do that exact same thing again, or if you want a little bit more of an intense stretch, take your hands a little bit wider than your mat and a little bit wider than 90 degrees. So a nice obtuse angle with your elbow there. Palm faces down, or you can tent your fingers if that's more comfortable for you. Right hand comes in. We'll roll to the left again and try to actively pull your left shoulder down to the mat. Come back to center. Find that wide angle with your right hand. Left hand comes in, roll over to the right, dip the right shoulder down towards the mat. Bring it back to center. Take both hands in close to your ribs. Tuck the toes under, get firm through the legs, firm through the core. Push all the way up, high plank. Send the hips up and back, coming into down dog. This is our first one of the day, so take a moment to solidify your foundation here. Maybe you pedal out the feet, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Whatever movement you need, just take a few breaths to settle in. We're going to move into a little bit of spinal movement here. So we're going to go from down dog to high plank, but we want to move our spine like a ripple. We want to wave
one vertebra at a time, coming forward into high plank. So round the back, round the shoulders, ripple forward. Pause in your high plank. Get really firm through the core. Draw the ribs up and in. And then we're going to lower all the way down to our stomach. Option 2, drop the knees here. And then send the shoulders forward, elbows backward. Coming all the way onto our stomach. Untuck the toes. Take the hands straight out to a T or in that slightly bent variation. And then we're going to take a twist to each side, starting with the left. Right hand comes in, roll over to the left, and bring it back to center. Extend the right arm, left hand comes in, roll over to the right, and back to center. Moving through that 2 more times, hands come into the ribs. Tuck your toes under, firm through the legs, firm through the core, push up, high plank. Send the hips up and back to find down dog. Take 1 full breath. Like a ripple, go 1 vertebra at a time, rolling forward to high plank. Keep the elbows close, lower down slowly to your stomach. Untuck the toes, left arm out to the side, right hand in by the ribs, and twist to the left. Bring it back to center, and switch sides. Come back to center, hands in close to your ribs. Once again, tuck the toes, get strong, push up, high plank. Send your hips up and back to down dog. Take 1 full breath. When you're ready, ripple forward and lower all the way down to your stomach. Left arm out to the side. Last time, take a twist to each side. When you find your way back to center, push your hips all the way back to child's pose. You have the option here to keep your knees close together, getting into the low back, or maybe you take your knees a little bit wider to open up the hips. Breathe space into the back body, into the ribs. And then pull yourself forward, tuck the toes, and find your way back to down dog. From here, lift the heels to rise up on the toes. Take tiny steps to the top of your mat and bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Toes facing forward. And then come into a forward fold. So a little bit wider feet than normal. Bend in the knees as much as you need. Let the head be really heavy. Let gravity help you find space in your spine. Maybe you grab opposite elbows to take a little sway, shake your head out. When you find your way back to center, bend the knees, and going slower than you want to go, roll all the way up 1 vertebra at a time. In the same way that we did our cat and cow at the beginning, take the arms
back behind you as you lean back, gaze up, open the heart. Swim the arms straight up so that we're standing in a variation of a mountain pose here. Draw the shoulders down your back. Stand tall. Inhale, grow really tall, root through your feet. Exhale, lead with your heart, forward fold.
We're going to move through that a few more times. So bend into your knees and roll up one vertebra at a time.
On an inhale, open the heart, swim the arms backwards, gaze up. Pause with the arms overhead. Exhale the shoulders down the back. Inhale, grow tall, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold.
One more time at your own pace.
When you find your forward fold,
take a few breaths.
when you've had enough, plant the hands, step the feet back to high plank. You have the option here to go right to down dog or take a vinyasa. For that, we're going to lower halfway down chaturanga. Come onto the tops of the feet, straighten the arms for up dog. And then roll over the toes, sending our hips up and back to down dog. That will be your vinyasa for today. And know that you always have the option to take a moment in child's pose or skip your vinyasa and move right to down dog. Once you've arrived, clarify your foundation here. And on an inhale, lift the right heel high to the sky. Exhale to step in between your hands. And then inhale to rise up, high lunge. Pause for a moment, roll the shoulders down the back. Be strong through the legs, draw the ribs in to be strong through the core. Inhale to grow tall, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, spin the back heel down to the mat. Open the arms for warrior two. Your back foot should be parallel to the short edge of your mat. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Gaze is over the front middle finger. Sink low in your front leg. From here, flip your front palm. Reach up as you lean back, reverse your warrior. Exhale to cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Frame your front foot. Pause here. Root through your left hand. Inhale the right arm up to the sky, twisting the heart open. Be strong through the back leg. Breathe space into the hips. Right hand roots down to the mat. Step your front foot back. Option to take a vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog.
When you arrive, take 2 full breaths. When you're ready, move to the other side. Inhale the left heel high.
Exhale, step in between your hands. Inhale, rise up, arms up, high lunge. Exhale and draw the shoulders down the back. Draw the ribs in. Get strong through the legs. One more big inhale for length, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale to open, warrior two. Front heel should be in line with the arch of the back foot. Front knee is over the front ankle. Flip the front palm, Reach up, lean back, reverse your warrior. Exhale to cartwheel the hands down on either side of the front foot. Pause here. Spread the right fingers, root through the right hand. Inhale, left hand reaches high to the sky, twist the heart open. Stay strong through the back leg, sink low into the front knee. And exhale, left hand down to the mat. Step your front foot back. Option to take your vinyasa, meeting in down dog.
When you arrive, take 2 full breaths. When you're ready, inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step in between your hands. Inhale, rise up strong, high lunge. Exhale, open warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up, lean back, reverse. Come back to warrior 2. From here, straighten the front leg, lift the arms, pivot all 10 toes to face the long edge of your mat. Coming into a star pose here. Take a look at your toes, make sure that they're pointing forward or a little bit turned in. Take an inhale, grow really tall. Exhale, lead with your heart, find a wide leg forward fold. When you arrive, again, maybe you find some organic movement, shake the head, shake the hips. Breathe length and space into your spine. Find your way back to center. Plant your hands and lift your heart, coming up with a flat back. If it's more comfortable to put blocks under your hands, you're more than welcome to do so. And from here, bend into the right knee, sink the hips, and then come back to center. Take it over to the left. Start to move side to side with your breath. Exhaling as you bend your knee. Inhaling as you come back to center. Try to keep your whole foot rooted on the mat, bending only as much as you need to get a gentle stretch in the inner thigh. Take one more here. Find your way back to center, and then start to walk your hands over to your left foot. Turn all 10 toes so that you're facing the back of your mat. And then root through your right hand. Twist the left hand up to the sky, opening the heart. Both hands back down to the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Option to take a vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. Take 2 full breaths here. If somehow you got turned around and you're facing the front of your mat, no worries. We're going to take it over to the other side. So when you're ready, inhale, left heel high. Exhale, step forward in between your hands. Inhale to rise up strong, high lunge. Exhale, open warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up, lean back, reverse. Bring it back to warrior 2. From here, straighten the front leg, pivot all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Inhale, grow really tall. Exhale, lead with your heart, find wide leg forward fold. Maybe this time you start to reach the hands in between the legs, backwards behind you. Trying to find a little bit of traction on the floor. Or maybe you find a different organic movement that feels good for you. When you're ready, bring your hands to the mat. Press the heart up so you have a flat back. And then bend into your left knee. Come back through center and take it to the other side. Move at your pace with your breath. Exhaling to bend. Inhale to rise. Take one more. And then begin to walk the hands over to the right, turning all 10 toes back to the top of your mat. This time, root through your left hand. Extend the right arm up to the sky, twisting the heart open. Sink low in your front leg. Back leg stays strong. Breathe space into your hip. Right hand down to the mat. Step back to high plank. Option for a vinyasa. And find your way to down dog. Check in again with your breathing. Scan your body. Release any tension. When you're ready, rise up on your toes. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. And then take your feet to the edges of your mat and turn the toes out a little bit. From here, sink the hips low, coming into Malasana, yogi squat. Adjust your feet to where you feel comfortable. Maybe your hands stay on the floor, or maybe they come together at heart center. You have the option to use the elbows to press the thighs backwards, helping you get deeper into the pose. Keep the chest open, reach through the crown of your head as you breathe space into your hips. When you've had enough, release your hands to the floor. Lift the hips. Turn the toes forward and find your way back into that wide-legged forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. Grab opposite elbows and find a little sway side to side, coming into a ragdoll. Coming back to center, plant the hands, step back to high plank. This time, lower the knees down, untuck the toes, and sink your hips back to child's pose. Take one more full breath here. Expand your ribs against your thighs. When you get to the top, take one more tiny sip of air and then open your mouth, sigh it out. Pull yourself forward, coming all the way onto your stomach. Keep the legs close together. Use your back body strength to lift your upper body as you bring your forearms forward, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows should be underneath the shoulders. Forearms are parallel, palms are down. Press your shoulders away from your ears. Try to be as long through your spine as you can be. Keep your core and your lower back engaged. Head stays neutral so the back of the neck is long. And breathe. When you've had enough, slowly lower down.
Bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet side to side. And then take them down to the mat. We're going to move into a variation of frog stretch here. So bend the left knee up to 90 degrees. You want to have two 90-degree angles, so one at the hip and one at the knee. Flex the foot so the toes stay bright. Bring the hands next to the ribs. Keep the right leg strong, and as you inhale, use your back body strength, use your arm strength to press your upper body up. Come up only as much as you need to. Breathe space into your right hip flexor. And on an exhale, slowly lower down. Keeping your left leg there, we're going to do that one more time. So on an inhale, use your back body strength to lift up, press up. And exhale, lower down. Extend your left leg next to your right. Maybe you take a moment to windshield wiper, reset, whatever you need. And when you're ready, bend the right leg up to 90 degrees. Flex the toes to make them really bright. Spread the fingers, root through the hands. Inhale, use your strength. Press the heart up. Exhale, lower down. With your breath, one more time, inhale to press up. And exhale, lower down. Extend both legs behind you. Take the toes together. Take the knees wide. And press your hips back to child's pose. Take another full breath here. This concludes our practice today. You have the option to stay here in child's pose for as long as you need to, or if you would like to take a savasana, you can find your way onto your back and stay there for as long as you need. As always, thank you so much for sharing your time with me, for practicing with me today. Namaste.